We're running around Myrtle Beach today for a good cause, and why some middle school students can go to the bathroom again.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Powerball and Mike Pace. Because of a technical problem, we are unable to bring you the Powerball drawing at this time. The drawing will be held just as soon as the problem is corrected. As always, the Powerball drawing will be supervised by Lottery Security and the independent accounting firm of Larson, Watson, Bartling, and Juffer, LLP, which will certify to the drawing results. So hold on to your tickets and check your normal outlets later for winning number results. The Powerball lotteries take pride in the strict security standards of this game. However, sometimes our own rules require that the drawing be delayed until we can be sure all game procedures have been successfully completed. Once again, because of a technical problem, tonight's Powerball drawing is being delayed. The drawing will take place as soon as possible and will be certified by Lottery Security and the independent accounting firm of Larson, Watson, Bartling, and Juffer, LLP. Good night.
This is WPDE News Channel 15 Weekend Report with Joel Allen, weather with meteorologist Jen Gilbert, and sports with Mark Haggard.
Good evening and thanks for joining our local team for the Weekend Report. I'm Joel Allen. Members of a National Guard unit based in Myrtle Beach are saying their goodbyes to family and friends tonight before they will be deployed early tomorrow morning. What transpires at the Armory tomorrow will no doubt look much like this scene back in January. That's when 75 members of the 111th Signal Battalion Charlie Company headed out to Fort Benning, Georgia. Then plans changed and they were ordered back home. Now, if all goes as planned, they'll spend 3 weeks training in Georgia and then head on to Iraq. Early this morning, runners hit the pavement for the 7th annual Buy-Low Myrtle Beach Marathon, the Dasani Half Marathon, and the Myrtle Beach Trips Marathon Relay. This year, about 5,000 runners were expected to participate, raising thousands of dollars for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society. Festivities also expanded this year to include the RBC Centura 5K run. The Ripley's 1 Mile Family Fun Run. It raised $1,100 for Horry County schools. That's $300 more than last year. Organizers say they're trying for controlled growth of the weekend's events.
We don't want to run out of medals. We don't want to oversubscribe ourselves. So we put limits on the field so we can plan accordingly. And that way when folks show up, they get what they're looking for.
Sean Walsh says there was a record number of runners this year, but not a record amount of money raised. And once the races were over, many of the runners headed out to the House of Blues tonight. That's where marathon organizers held a post-race party for all the participants. Also tonight, awards were presented to the winners. A crew from WPDE also laced up their running shoes today. Our team competed in the media relay competition. WPDE's Ed Piotrowski, Jen Gilbert, Candace Smith, producer Scott Trabant, and photojournalist Ed Nescott competed in the Myrtle Beach Trips Marathon Relay. They made a great time, 4 hours and 2 minutes. Our congratulations to all the runners. So here's the bottom line on today's race. In all, more than 5,000 people took part in this weekend's running events. The marathon is expected to pump more than $3.5 million into the Grand Strand's economy this weekend. And proceeds from the marathon will benefit the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Last year, the marathon raised more than $80,000 for those charities. And for more information, just head to our website at WPDE.com. Well, meteorologist Jen Gilbert was one of those out running this morning. And Jen, it's been a long day for you, but it was great weather-wise. Congratulations on your precipitation, if I can say it, in the race this morning. Also for the weather as well.
Yeah, well, thanks so much. Definitely, the weather really made the day just wonderful. It was not too hot, not too cold, a little breezy at times, but really, all in all, almost perfect weather for all the runners outside. And even when the running had ended, a lot of people still hanging around outside, enjoying the nice weather. You can see lots of clear skies in place across the day today and throughout the evening and now in the overnight hours. Temperatures are dropping, though. Was nice and warm today. We are still, though, pretty mild. 55 in Myrtle Beach, 52 at Loris, and the winds have calmed down as well. So when you're waking up tomorrow morning, it will be a little cooler, but still lots of blue skies outside. Temperatures in the middle 30s. And by the afternoon, warming up to around 60 degrees with lots of sunshine. A little cooler than it was today, but things all in all not looking too bad for the next couple of days. And then rains on on the way. We'll have the 7-day forecast in just a little bit, Joel.
All right, thanks, Jen. Horry County fire crews are investigating a house fire from earlier today around 3 o'clock this afternoon. This house on Highway 814 in Horry County went up in flames. As you can see, the fire left a hole in the roof of the home. It took Horry County fire crews several minutes to get that fire under control. Fire crews still trying to figure out what started that fire. In Greenville, police have new leads in a hotel fire that left 6 people dead. Authorities are looking for a bright orange and yellow truck seen leaving a motel last month about the same time the fire started. Authorities say a witness told Greenville County deputies he saw the truck that was driven by a man with short blonde hair leaving the Comfort Inn at about the same time the fire alarm went off. South Carolina's first female circuit court judge has died after battling cancer for 8 years. Carol Connor was 54 when she died yesterday at a Columbia hospital. The Kingstree native was a third-generation lawyer who became a circuit court judge for Richmond and Kershaw counties in 1988. She then became the first woman appeals court judge after being elected in 1993. State Supreme Court Chief Justice Jean Toll was one of Connor's best friends. She says Connor was an accomplished woman and an icon to younger women who practice law in South Carolina. Well, we've all heard the stories from our parents and grandparents. They walked miles to school, up a mountain, in the snow. But some students in the PD will have something almost as scary to tell. How about school on a Saturday? Some schools across the PD had to close down for almost a week when the ice storm hit about a month ago. Although teachers and students got a few extra days off when that happened, they were in class today to try to make up for that lost time. There was some concern that many students just wouldn't show up, but school administrators and teachers said that was not the case this Saturday.
We're pretty pleased with it. Most of the kids, like I said, at least half or a little more than half showed, and so we're pretty happy about that.
Actually, out of 1,480 students at South Florence High School, only 282 were absent. Absentees average a little under 100 on a normal school day. School administrators decided to come to school on Saturday instead of cutting the Easter break short. Students will still have 2 more makeup days coming up. Students and staff will have to report to school on Friday, March 12th for a full day of class. And then on Thursday, May 20th, students will have a half day of school. A policy limiting the number of bathroom breaks at a New Jersey middle school has gone down the toilet. Under the old policy, students at a middle school in Lawrence, New Jersey were limited to 15 bathroom visits a month. But parents complained and the number was upped to 30 visits. There are about 20 school days in a month. The school also decided that students will no longer be charged $1 for a lost bathroom pass. Growing up to be president, it's one job that doesn't sound that appealing to teens anymore. According to an ABC News poll, there just aren't many teenagers who want to do it these days. ABC's Judy Muller takes a look at why the White House isn't very appealing to many of the country's future leaders.
11%.
This advanced history class at LA's University High School is studying the presidential candidates.
Carrie's a senator. Who else you got? Dean. Who's Dean? Howard Dean. Howard Dean.
But most teenagers have little interest in ever running for president themselves. While 54% of teenagers aged 12 to 17 believe they could be president, 79% say they would not want the job.
They don't idealize politicians in the way that they did when I grew up.
Of course, there are reasons for that.
We've seen president after president smeared with corruption and just scandal after scandal.
Because people have got to
Modern presidents have come under intense media scrutiny and pressure. 20% of the teens polled said, basically, who needs it? But the main reason they gave was either a lack of interest in politics or other career plans.
It's nothing to be enthusiastic about it. You know, it's not like a concert.
Today's student or young person wants to be a doctor or a lawyer. And those are very individual jobs, and I get the money, I get the BMW, I get the Mercedes-Benz.
The students we spoke with are not typical. 3 of the 4 say they would love to be president.
I would be interested in having a career in politics and hopefully the presidency, because the job, you can do so much for so many people.
But the more typical lack of interest is of concern to educators.
What's troubling is whether it means that they're less interested in politics in general, which means that they're not as likely to vote, they're not as likely to become engaged in civic affairs in their community.
Even parents are conflicted about the issue. Back in 1988, 41% of parents surveyed said they'd want their child to grow up to be president. By 1999, that had dropped to 30%. The old saying was, America, where any kid can grow up to be president. The challenge now is finding a kid who wants to be. Judy Muller, ABC News, Los Angeles.
They gathered in North Carolina with one message. Coming up, we'll tell you why this group calls themselves the Nazi Party. A popular rap star has been arrested along with his bodyguards. And a train derailment kills 2 people. Details in our look around the nation.
Would you expect a 240 horsepower 24-valve VTEC V6 engine, a traction control system, a 5-speed automatic transmission, and a spacious leather-appointed interior? The 2004 Accord EX V6 from Honda. Accelerate your expectations.
Get special API financing as low as 1.9% for up to 36 months on the 2004 Accord.
I've been making these little, thin 99-cent hamburger patties for the fast food industry all my life. I get calls every day. People ask me, hey, Jimmy, can you make a thinner, cheaper burger? A couple months ago, I got a call from a guy. He wanted this huge, big, thick patty. Now, this beats all. He wanted it made out of Angus beef. The best you can buy. Get this. The real shocker, it was Hardee's on the phone.
The new low-carb thick burger with only 5 carbs. It's how the last place you'd go for a burger will become the first.
The 6th Annual Golf and Tennis Tournament to benefit Myrtle's Inlet 2007 is Monday, March 22nd. Call 357-2007 to participate.
Look again, look again.
It's time to check out the pickup everyone's talking about. The 2004 F-150, the one that Detroit Free Press calls the best pickup ever. And Super Duty, the truck with more pulling power than any other pickup on earth. Right now, get 0% financing or up to $3,000 cash back on Ford F-150 and Super Duty. A great deal on America's toughest trucks.
Visit your Carolina Ford dealer today.
Cellular service is brought to you by Alltel. This is WPDE News Channel 15 Weekend Report with Joel Allen.
Welcome back. If you joined us at the top of this newscast, you wanted to see the Powerball numbers. They had some technical difficulties with the Powerball drawing. However, they did just have the Powerball drawing successfully just a few minutes ago. If you'll be patient, stay with us. We will have those numbers for you coming up in just a few minutes after our weather. Well, it's time again for Coastal Federal and WPDE to recognize another hero of Horry County. Our hero this week is Ashby Ward, longtime president of the Myrtle Beach Area Chamber of Commerce. When Ashby Ward was growing up in Lake City, all he wanted to be was a disc jockey. After serving a few years in the Navy, he got his wish, going to work for a Myrtle Beach radio station in the 1950s. He later became a TV news anchor in Florence and Columbia before becoming CEO of the Chamber of Commerce in 1974. Over the next 30 years, Ashby helped turn Myrtle Beach from a summer resort town into the nation's golf capital and one of its most popular vacation destinations. Along the way, Ashby was awarded an honorary Doctorate of Commerce degree from the State Senate. He won the South Carolina Tourism Award and was ordered the Order of the Palmetto, the state's top civilian honor. Ashby, who died suddenly last April, was widely regarded as being the driving force behind the Grand Strand's economic success. And for more on Ashby Ward, check out tomorrow's edition of the Sun News. The top man of one of the nation's top veterans groups made an appearance in Myrtle Beach tonight. Veterans of Foreign Wars Commander-in-Chief Edward Bannis spoke at the VFW's Spring Conference banquet. Bannis is a Vietnam veteran who was elected to head the VFW at its national convention last summer. Bannis was here to recognize the winners of the 3 VFW educational programs: the Voice of Democracy, the Patriot's Pen, and the National Citizenship Education programs are designed to encourage and promote patriotism. Marion County says it needs a new courthouse for family court cases, but residents can't agree on where the new building should go. The Marion County Council has given preliminary approval to building the courthouse near the current facility inside Marion city limits. The current courthouse was built as a hotel in the 1920s, but officials say it violates safety standards with a leaky roof, mold and mildew, and a decaying support structure. Our look across the nation begins in New Mexico tonight. That's where the cleanup continues after a train derailment. The collision and derailment left 2 crew members dead this morning. A company spokesman says a train carrying automobiles sideswiped a train carrying grain as it moved onto a sidetrack. The 2 workers who died were both on the train carrying the cars. State police say emergency workers and a hazardous materials team are trying to clear the wreckage, along with about 1,500 gallons of diesel fuel. 5 crew members of an offshore supply vessel are missing after a collision this morning near the mouth of the Mississippi River in Louisiana. The vessel sank after the collision with a container ship. A Coast Guard official says if the crew members weren't wearing their life jackets, it's probably because they didn't have time to get them. The crew of the container ship reports some damage, but no injuries. The vessel that went down is owned by an offshore supply boat company based in Houston. Rapper Pastor Troy and 2 of his bodyguards were arrested Friday night in metro Atlanta. Police dogs alerted the deputies to the possibility of drugs in the vehicle they were riding in. Deputies found less than an ounce of marijuana. 2 bodyguards were also arrested on drug charges and charges of carrying concealed weapons. Troy faces 1 count of drug possession and 1 charge of giving police a fake name. Both are misdemeanors. About 35 people from a group calling themselves America's Nazi Party called Jews, blacks, and homosexuals the ruin of America during a rally at the old North Carolina state capitol today. Hundreds of others gathered in Raleigh to protest the group, which is also called the National Socialist Movement. Protesters denounced racism and chanted anti-Nazi slogans. Law officers were decked out in riot gear, but no skirmishes broke out. No injuries or arrests were reported during that rally. Well, we're looking for another day just like today. The question is, will we see it? The weather headline, not as warm tomorrow. Weather is next on News Channel 15. And hopefully, we won't be cold enough to see this. Either way, we're going skiing after weather.
More people are winning with the Hyundai Santa Fe. It's loaded with standard features for $4,400 less than a Toyota Highlander when comparably equipped. Now available with a more powerful 3.5-liter engine. And only Hyundai has America's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. The 2004 Hyundai Santa Fe, starting at just $16,589. With Hyundai, you win. Get a 2004 Santa Fe with up to $2,000 cash back at your local Hyundai dealer.
They're back. Myrtle Beach Stingray season tickets are now available. Call 626-PASS today.
The exciting new, nothing else like it, GMC Envoy XUV. Exclusively at GMC dealers. Now get $3,000 cash back on every new 2004 GMC Envoy. Upgrade to professional grade. To see the new XUV and the entire Envoy family, see the pros at your Lowcountry GMC dealers.
The 6th Annual Golf and Tennis Tournament to benefit Merrill's Inlet 2007 is Monday, March 22nd. Call 357-2007 to participate.
Chevy. 10 new vehicles, 5 on the road right now. We're doing some amazing things with cars and trucks, like the 2004 Trailblazer with more horsepower than any Ford Explorer or Jeep Grand Cherokee. Now get 0% APR financing for 48 months plus a $2,000 cash allowance on every 2004 Chevy Tahoe and Trailblazer. It's time to turn the key and start a revolution.
See your Carolina Chevy dealer today.
For work or play, at home or away, we're Myrtle Beach Chevrolet.
This is WPDE News Channel 15 weather with meteorologist Jen Gilbert.
Welcome back, everyone. What a gorgeous day. Just practically perfect weather in terms of all that was going on today. Nice warm temperatures, a lot of sunshine, a breeze to keep you a little cooler. So if you're out either running this morning or watching all the runners, The weather sure didn't deter you at all. Wonderful day outside. It's turning into a pretty comfortable evening. We're at 53 degrees still in Myrtle's Inlet. That's after making it up to 74 degrees, and the wind has calmed down right now, just out of the north, about 2 miles per hour or so. Heading up the Grand Strand to Myrtle Beach, where it is 54 right now. High today made it to 73. Last night down to 54 the low. And of course, no rainfall. In Little River we go, 52 degrees right now, got up to 73. You see the humidity level not too bad, and the winds have calmed down as well. But you will notice that these peak gusts made it upwards of about 30 miles an hour at times during the day. So very windy, especially back throughout the PD, where we are at 51 degrees right now in Florence after making it up to 70 degrees today. Now the temperatures across the eastern half of the United States looking pretty nice down throughout the south. Nice and mild day we had on tap. We are at 45 though in Atlanta right now, 46 in Montgomery, and 44 in Charlotte. Much cooler farther up to the north, 30s throughout New York and New England, and they have been seeing snow on and off throughout the day. You see the blue and the purple indicating where it has been snowing. A lot of lake effect snow coming up off the lake, and that is keeping them socked in with clouds as well. Meanwhile, a world away down here, lots of sunshine outside for today with high pressure working its way in from the west, and that will allow us to stay nice and sunny for the day tomorrow as well, and of course nice and clear overnight tonight. So here is Futurecast. High pressure moving into the area for tomorrow. However, the winds around this high pressure center will start to pull down cooler air from the north. So you will notice tomorrow will not be as warm as it was today, but still nice and mild. Temperatures a little warmer than they have been, that's for sure, and a little warmer than our average temperature for this time of the year. By Monday, though, that high pressure slips off the coastline, really starts to feed off a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico as this next area of low pressure approaches us from the west. You'll notice throughout the day on Monday, clouds thickening, a lot of moisture coming near us as well. And by late Monday night and definitely into Tuesday, even continuing into Wednesday, we will no doubt be seeing a lot of clouds and a good shot of rain around the region. But at least we did have a nice warm day today. 70 is where we made it up to in Florence, 73 in Myrtle Beach. For tomorrow, a little cooler with the northerly winds. You'll notice temperatures still in the lower 60s inland, 59 at the coastline. And for the day on Monday, just a few degrees even cooler than that, staying in the upper 50s everywhere. Not too bad, though, for this time of the year. And then things really cool down by midweek. We'll show you that on the 7-day forecast, but first, here's your forecast for tonight. Temperatures getting down to about 34 inland, 36 along the coastline. Clear skies, and it will start to become pretty cool overnight as those temperatures do drop off. By tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, temperatures in the lower 40s everywhere. Plenty of sunshine, a nice start to your Sunday. And for the afternoon, mostly sunny skies, not as warm as it was today, but still a really pleasant day outside. The wind out of the north about 10 miles per hour, and not as breezy it has been either. And here is your 7-day forecast. Monday looking pretty good as well. The clouds will be increasing throughout the day, however. By Tuesday and Wednesday, expect some wet, cold, and rainy days as that area of low pressure pulls into our area. Some unsettled weather sticking around for the mid and latter part of the week, but at least we have the great weather for the weekend. The start of the work week looking good as well, and really I don't think any complaints with that weather today. The only thing I heard, it was kind of breezy if you were running with a wind coming at your face.
Yeah, but it was still a good day to be out there on the track doing whatever it is that they were doing, and certainly I think everybody has to be thankful that it was not like it was last weekend.
Definitely, we didn't have to worry about rain either. That really would have put a damper on things.
That's for sure. Thanks, Jen. Conditions were nearly perfect in northwestern Wisconsin today for North America's largest Nordic ski race called the Birkebeiner. The race attracts about 6,000 cross-country skiers from around the world. More than 15,000 people were on hand to watch the 31st annual event. Italians once again ruled the day by winning both the men's and women's division. Up next in sports, we'll take you out on the frozen pond. The Florence Pride skates against the Florida Everblades. Plus, we'll hear from the top finishers at this year's Myrtle Beach Marathon. Mark Haggard has the day in sports when the weekend report continues. But first, here are tonight's winning Powerball numbers.
For the last time, Dad, I didn't take your Camry out last night. Come on, when are you going to start trusting me? Satisfied?
You're right. I'm sorry. It's just it's my new Camry, and, well, I apologize. Lunch? Okay. Okay.
The 2004 Toyota Camry.
Rock on, Mom.
Now get 1,000 cash back on the 04 Camry LE, the car that's cool enough to be the best-selling car in America.
Exclusive Pinpoint Weather is sponsored by Waccamaw Brake.
Big-time baseball slides into Myrtle Beach at Coastal Federal Field for the 5th annual Baseball at the Beach, presented by Burroughs and Chapin. Watch all the college baseball action February 26th through the 29th, and see the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Kent State Golden Flashes, the Richmond Spiders, and the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. You'll even get to cheer on the finest high school teams from all over the East Coast. For tickets, call 448-7668. It's Baseball at the Beach, February 26th through the 29th at Coastal Federal Field. See the future of professional baseball today.
Introducing Wendy's home-style chicken strips. They're big, tender pieces of juicy whole breast filet with your choice of 3 delicious sauces. When it comes to chicken strips, we have a better way. Wendy's, it's better here.
Are you ready for a completely different, totally new online experience? The all-new Roadrunner High-Speed Online. A sleek new design and highly customizable to make the internet work for you. So get your local updates and check your weather or stocks, all at speeds up to 70 times faster than dial-up. It's your internet, so why not get the most out of it?
Call Time Warner Cable today for Roadrunner High-Speed Online. 1-800-ROADRUNNER. Call now.
With Roadrunner, your world is always on.
Look again, look again.
Are you ready? Well, it's time to check out the pickup everyone's talking about. The only truck that's earned the right to be the next F-150. Plus, the #1 selling Ford Ranger has been totally restyled, and it's here. Get $3,000 cash back or lease one for $191 a month with 0 down. Are you ready now? We are.
Visit your Carolina Ford dealer today.
WPDE News Channel 15 Sports is brought to you by your Southeast Toyota dealers. This is WPDE News Channel 15 Sports with Mark Haggard.
Boy, sure was perfect weather for distance running today. Overcast skies with temperatures in the 50s and no rain for the 7th running of the Myrtle Beach Marathon. The race got underway around 6:30 this morning from Coastal Federal Field's parking lot. More than 5,000 runners on hand for the 26.2-mile event. Some running for fun to say, hey, I've completed a marathon. Others for the competition. And for the 2nd straight year, Indiana's Scott Colford crosses the finish line first. His time, 2 hours, 40 minutes, 10 seconds. Meanwhile, Conway resident Christine Rocky was the first woman to cross the finish line at this year's Myrtle Beach Marathon. Rocky running the event less than 1 year after having a child. She finished in just over 3 hours.
It was nice to come back and be able to defend the title, and hopefully I'll be able to come back again next year and you know, try for a 3rd time. So hopefully that'll work out and I'll be able to make it back here.
We just moved here in August, and I had a baby in May, so it was like my goal to get another marathon in before he turned 1. So this is my 2nd one since he's been born.
Oh, that's a great story. The Florence Pride entertaining the Florida Everblades tonight at the Lions Den. Let's check things out from the ice rink. Less than 2 minutes into the game, Perry Florio's Pride squad on the wrong side of a 1-0 score. This is Tim O'Connell with a blast from the left wing, puts the Blades in front, and then in the 2nd period, more Everblades. John McNabb lights the lamp off the rebound. Florida beats the Pride 3-0 at the Den. Let's head out to Conway. Coastal Carolina women's basketball team hosting Winthrop tonight. Coastal's Nikki Reddick bounced pass to Tamika Barnes. Ladies Shantz up by 30 points. Then Barnes returns the favor, passes in the corner for Reddick. The Hartsville product hits the tray. She finished with 23 on the night. It's the Coastal women winning easily 78-60 over the Winthrop Lady Eagles. Well, the Coastal Carolina men playing an important conference road game this afternoon in Asheville. The Shantz getting some regional TV exposure. In case you missed the game, final regular season road game for Pete Strickland's Coastal squad. The Shantz needing 2 more wins just to host a first-round Big South tournament game. That's Alvin Green nailing a 3. Sockesty product puts Coastal in front 15-12 in the first half. Later, Brandon Newby forcing the turnover. This is Moses Sanko getting it ahead to E.J. Gallup on the break. Gallup finishing with 24 on the day. Coastal leading 31-29 at the half, but midway through the second half, UNC Asheville goes on a run. That's freshman Stephen Rush. Bulldogs by 7. Coastal never recovered. Oliver Holmes, a career-high 21. UNC Asheville beats Coastal 72-68. Chants fall to 7-8 in the Big South, 12-14 overall with the loss. Let's talk big-time college basketball. Latta's Raymond Felton and the North Carolina Tar Heels hosting Florida State. It was a special day in Chapel Hill for a couple of old coaches. North Carolina head coach Roy Williams introducing the great Dean Smith and Bill Guthridge and unveiling their banners at the Dean Dome. Then the action. Jawad Williams gets the Heels going. Strong move to the hole. North Carolina up by 16 at the break. Then Raymond Felton, a great performance. Now watch this guy sneak underneath the basket in the lane for 2. That's beautiful. Felton with 17 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists. Florida State pulled within 1 of the lead late, but Rashad McCants, watch this. He's going to get a lucky bounce underneath, kicks out to him in the outside the arc, and McCants buries the 3. North Carolina pulls away thanks to clutch free throw shooting down the stretch by Felton. North Carolina beats Florida State 78-71 in Chapel Hill. Now let's take you to the upstate. Clemson hosting Virginia at Littlejohn. This is Shea Christie with the basket. Tigers lead by 2. Then Ola Babaloa anticipates, makes the steal, takes it the other way. That's a nice slam. There was 16 seconds left in the game. Virginia steals their heart. Todd Billett with a 3-point jumper, and the Cavs steal one from Clemson at Littlejohn, 58-55 the final. Boy, out in Fayetteville, Arkansas, they're yelling "Suey Pig." The Razorbacks score a convincing win over nationally ranked South Carolina. Next up for the Gamecocks, a trip to Gainesville against Florida on Wednesday. Finally, the NASCAR Busch Series in Rockingham. For the Goodies Headache 200, Jamie McMurray cruising to victory, his 4th straight Busch win at the Rock. Martin Truex was second with Kevin Harvick third. McMurray talks about a late pass on Harvick that helped him get the victory lane.
One thing I noticed about McMurray, gosh, I was real nervous because Robbie Gordon was on the inside of me, and he's so hard to pass, so, you know, when anytime. And then he rooted Harvick out of the way, and I thought of all the guy, a teammate roots me out of the way. So just a good day for us. That's awesome.
And Rich is going to be live at the Rock tomorrow at 6 for the Cup race. A couple of real quick high school basketball notes in playoffs. Boys, the Andrews boys advance. Both the Mullins boys and girls are gone.
Once again, we want to say congratulations to all those 5,000 runners who took part in the marathon and all the various different events this weekend. It was a great weekend.
Effort and great weather.
Great weather, that's for sure. Will it continue?
It will. Tomorrow will be nice as well. Not as warm as it was today. Temperatures in the lower 60s, not the lower 70s, but still no complaints for that. By Monday, a little cooler, more clouds, and Tuesday and Wednesday look like the worst days so far with cooler temperatures and a lot of rain coming towards us.
Okay, that'll wrap it up for the Weekend Report from your local team. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.